So the Apple event just concluded, and let's say there were some overwhelming things and there were some underwhelming things. Most of them are underwhelming. Anyways, let's not get ahead of ourselves and talk about the event that happened last night. That is the Grand Apple event. Grand, whatever. The Apple event that always happened in September, and this year the name was Apple Wonderlust. Great name, by the way.
Good morning. Welcome back to.
Let's get started. So, to explain the Apple event correctly, we are going to divide this video into two parts: Apple Watch and Apple iPhone, because there are only two products that were launched yesterday. I'm really disappointed, by the way, by this thing. I was expecting AirPods Max to be launched, but Apple's Apple. Anyways, we're going to talk about what has been launched. To start this video with, we're going to talk about Apple Watch. This year they launched Apple Watch Series 9, which boasts a S9 SIP, or it is called System in a Package. So this new processor is, I guess it is 20% more powerful in terms of CPU and 35% powerful in terms of GPU. I don't know the exact numbers because Apple does not represent the actual numbers. They just give out the percentage. See how this graph is better than that graph. But it should allow some new features that they introduced in this thing. Like they boosted the NPU performance by 2 times. That means that Siri can now run natively on Apple Watch Series 9, which is a great thing in case you don't have internet connection and you want to flex your Siri to the world. Siri is whatever. But it was mostly the same as Series 8. They haven't updated the design like forever. But yes, they have included a new feature. They shot a new feature because this feature was already in accessibility mode in other series watches. But I think it will work better in this time around. And it is called double tap. So what this feature does is you can use your Apple Watch only by double tapping. I don't have the Apple Watch, just demonstrating. Like 2-finger tap, you can use their Apple Watch. As you can see in the demonstration video, they have shown us that you can potentially hang up calls like this. How great thing it will be. Like you are in an argument. No, I don't want cheese pizza. Come on, man. It would be like, do you guys remember those old clamshell phones? Whenever you were in an argument, end calls. And also it kind of reminds me of shut up people, shut up. But jokes apart, this feature actually uses the accelerated gyroscopes and blood flow transition, whatever the thing is, the Apple jargon, to measure the sensor. I mean, whatever black magic they are using, I don't know, but it works. But does it? I don't know, because reviewers haven't got their hands on Apple Watch Series 9, so I can't say. And Apple does not send me any product just yet. Please subscribe so that I can get Apple's attention. It's a long day. Whatever. But another feature they introduced with Watch Series 9, I wouldn't call that a feature particularly, but a brownie points for Apple, that they made Apple Watch Series 9 their first zero carbon emission product, and that followed by one of the cringiest thing Apple has ever made. Anyways, so the Apple Watch Series 9 starts at the same price as the last year, $599, I think. Overpriced bullshit. But one thing great about Apple Watches is that it can detect crash, then low heart rate, high heart rate, and can potentially save your life, as seen on a lot of news and broadcasts. So that's a great thing, one Apple. Good job. I can't still get over the feature. Hey, shut up. Anyways, we are going to swiftly move on to Apple Watch Ultra 2, which is a massive iterative upgrade over Apple Watch Ultra, which in Apple's terms it's whatever. The Apple Watch Ultra boasts the same body and the same paint as Apple Watch Ultra. I meant to say Apple Watch Ultra 2, but I might as well say Apple Watch Ultra, because the only thing they changed about Apple Watch Ultra 2 is the new flipping S9 SoC. Like, what? At least give us some new features, na? Like you introduced action button, you might introduce another thing or two, or maybe a latching mechanism so that it grips tighter to your wrist whenever, say, you're going to swim down or like that. Or there are many more things you could have introduced, Apple. It was kind of underwhelming. That was one of the more underwhelming points about this presentation. Yeah. Also, because of S9 SoC, also I forgot to say this S9 chip, only because of this double tap thing works, so older Apple Watches won't get this feature. Yeah. Please, no one tell Apple that it already existed in the old Apple's watches and in the accessibility thing. Anyways, that's all Apple Watch Ultra 2 with the same double tap, and also, yeah, they included 3000 nits peak brightness display on it, so kudos to that one. They improved the display at least, but it's overall the same package as Apple Watch Ultra. So this concludes half of the video, and let's move on to the half of the video, which is iPhones. So Apple released their iPhone 15 series this year. Obviously, I was thinking they would launch iPhone 69 low-key, but anyways. So let's talk about the base model first, then we're going to talk about the pros. The base model, they have improved, kind of improved. I'd say base model, this year's base model is the basically downgraded version of last year's Pro models. Like in iPhone 15, they introduced dynamic island things and USB-C, and basically they said copy and paste with new features of iPhone 14. Well, at least it's in the same price, I guess. I'm not that kind of fond about iPhone 15 and 15 Plus as I am of iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, because there are serious some new features. But let's not get ahead of ourselves and finish off iPhone 15 and 15 Plus. And some new features they introduced is that USB-C, as I said, and camera they upgraded to 48 megapixel. Congratulations, Apple! Finally you caught up to Android. Nah, who am I kidding? That 48 megapixel camera is genuinely good. Sony IMX 809, I think. No, 809? Yeah, I do think they use that sensor. Correct me if I'm wrong, editor. Okay. And that is basically the same sensor as iPhone 14. As I said before, iPhone 15 is just a downgraded version of iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max. Downgraded in the sense it uses a telephoto lens, and the display is still stuck on 60 Hz. Apple, brother, in 50,000 in today's world, 10,000 rupees phones are getting 120 Hz. Or I might be little exaggerating, but at least 90 Hz. You could have given us 90 Hz at least, if you don't want to compete with your Pro models at least. That would have been better. But this Apple, they want to profit off everything, don't they? And this profitability even expands upon iPhone 15 Pro. To be fair, this year's iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max lineup boasts a lot of new improvements. Like they finally replaced that goddamn stainless steel and replaced with a sweet titanium thing with that gorgeous finish. I love that finish, by the way. Like that finish is genuinely good. And also, I forgot to talk about another feature Apple introduced, that is the action button. Action button is a removable button introduced by Apple, replacing the old
slider thingy to mute silent things, the phone, to a new customizable button which you can use to trigger anything, such as if you want to open a camera, or you want to use it to call someone quickly, or use any kind of serious shortcuts even you can use. So it is much more customized and better than the Apple, the old thingy. I don't know the name about that.
Also, they improved their camera system to include a newer 48 megapixel more powerful sensor with very bigger sensor size, basically 2 times more as Apple says, and it would improve. Apparently, in the terms of Apple, would improve low light performance by 2 times. We have to wait for the reviewers to test that out, so take that in mind. iPhone 15 Pro also boasts a new display with thinner bezels and I think it is 2000 peak brightness. Also, I forgot one thing about iPhone 15 and 15 Plus is that they include a new display which goes up to 2000 nit of peak brightness, and I think 1500 nits of concurrent brightness. I think, yeah. So I think the same display is used on iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max with ProMotion, obviously, which is they're calling of 120 Hz. They're branding of 120 Hz. Anyways, that's good. But another feature they introduced, which amazed me the most, honestly, is USB-C. But I already said that. But they introduced USB-3 with 10 Gbps transfer speed. Finally. Do you know the frustration of transferring data through lightning cable with that traded 480 Mbps speed? I don't know, but a lot of creators complained. So Apple finally listened and gave them 10 Gbps, which is enough to transfer a huge ProRes file. Yeah. But the next new feature, or rather say improvement, which is major actually, that is actually might be potentially game changer, is their new SoC, which is A17 Pro. Yes, they stuck to the name Pro in the SoC as well. Apple being Apple. Anyways, if anything is deserving of that Pro name, that is A17 Pro, I'd say, because it boasts a major improvement in CPU and GPU and neural as last year. But I think I don't know what black magic Apple has done, but they managed to run Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil Village, and Assassin's Creed Mirage on iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max. Mind it, by the way, Apple still uses A16 in iPhone 15 and 15 Plus, so they are limited to USB 2 speeds. But anyways, if you want better speed and better cameras, so go for iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, I'd say. This is a genuinely better improvement than iPhone 14 and 14 Pro from iPhone 13 and 13 Pro. If you have to skip a generation, I'd say iPhone 14 and 14 Pro. Skip that, because that poses a minimal improvement generation to generation if we look. Also, I forgot, iPhone 15 Pro Max particularly has a new telephoto sensor which is 5x zoom. So you can potentially use to zoom. Anyways, so you can potentially use in different cases of scenarios like wildlife and certain things like that. But I'm kind of disappointed in that, because if I want to take suppose a 3x shot or 2x shot, which is what Apple's 2x or 3x zoom is known for, their minimal distortion thing is actually good. But now they will be doing that with software. I don't know how great that will translate, but game's the game. 5x, I'll take 5x over 3x any day, I'd say. But if you want particularly 3x, you can go for iPhone 15 Pro and if you want to go for 5x, you can go for iPhone 15 Pro Max. So also they introduced a new portrait system. They calling that next generation of portraits. From now on, they will be detecting whether a photo that is being clicked has a subject or not. If there is a subject, they will automatically collect all the portrait data they need for that to turn in a portrait photo any time in the post in the gallery app. This feature already existed in Samsung and Pixel phones, and I'm glad that finally iPhone caught up with this feature. I hope that this feature works greatly, or it will be massive disappointment.
But yeah, that was all the coverage of iPhone 15 series and watch, Apple Watch. So that's all for it. iPhone 15 is priced at $899, or I think at 80,000 rupees in India. I'll double check while editing. And iPhone 15 Pro and Pro are priced at Pro Max are priced at 1,34,900 rupees, and 15 Pro Max is priced at 160,000 rupees, whereas in US they are priced at 999 and 1199 respectively. You can see how much Apple tax affected here in India. This is insane. But what can we do? It's Apple. If you want to buy iPhone this year, preferably go to Dubai and buy there. The whole journey will cost less than the base price of iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, same as last year. Yeah, and that includes the iPhone itself, the trip, another iPhone in Dubai. So I'd say go there. And that's it. That's my coverage from all this thing. Finally, if you want to buy a iPhone this year, I'd recommend go for either iPhone 15 Pro or Pro Max, or if you're an iPhone 13, you may go for iPhone 15. It's viable. But if you are an iPhone 14 series, don't touch them. Your iPhone is best as it can be for yourself. You don't need the new iPhones. But if you're in 13 or older, you may consider that the new iPhones. Well, that's all my coverage regarding the yesterday's Apple event. I had to voice over the last bit of the video because my mic broke down during recording, and no voice was recorded ever after from that point. Yeah, my luck is bad. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share this video with all your friends so that they can know Apple's viciousness and what should they buy and what should they avoid. Also, don't buy the Watch 9 or Watch Ultra if you already have Apple Watches. Respect it, but I mean Watch 8 and Watch Ultra, I mean to say. Yeah, so again, once again said this video, and subscribe to my channel so that you can get notification whenever I upload. That's all for today. See you next time. Goodbye. Adios.